If you're looking for an easier way to trade the gold market, well, you're in luck because in this video, I'm going to go over my entire trading plan for the upcoming week. And we're also going to talk about my entry zones, my profit target areas, and we're also going to analyze the market, whether or not the market goes up or down. So stick around until the end because you're going to pick up so many cool things in order to understand the gold market, and it's definitely going to help you become a pro trader. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's go ahead and start on the weekly time frame so that way we can get a good sense of what could possibly happen for next week. So one of the biggest things I want you to understand for the upcoming week is next week we have obviously the US election that's going to be major, and I can imagine that there's going to be quite a bit of volatility inside of the gold market, and I'm going to go a little bit more in depth into that once we get into the analysis section. On the weekly time frame, we can clearly see that the market closed a weak bullish candle, and it seems like for the past few months price has been making all-time highs, and this week is no different, especially because we made another all-time high inside of the gold market. So it'll be really interesting to see how next week plays out. The first thing that I want to do on this weekly time frame is I want to mark off this place where it made an all-time high. And then next I want to draw a level here at 26.35, and then I also want to draw another level here around 24.83. And that's all the levels that we're going to draw on the weekly time frame, mainly because this is already quite far down and it would take something insane for price to move all the way down here. Not to say that that can't happen on gold because it is gold, but we just want to make sure that we're analyzing price that's relevant. So let's go ahead and go down to the daily time frame. And if we take a look at all of the levels that we drew, we just want to look at it and just make sure that what we drew makes sense. So the top level is perfectly fine. This is around 27.90. And then I do see some other levels that I may want to draw just so that way I can have some tradable zones when it comes to me analyzing price throughout the week. So this other level that I drew, I do want to move this down just a little bit because we do have a support. We have price dip and then come back up. So this is at 26.33, and then we also have this level down here where basically price just kept rejecting in this zone. I do want to move this down just a little bit, just so that way these two candles are sitting on top of my line, and I can actually make this a little bit slimmer. There we go. That looks better. And this price is at 24.83 at this point, and we are going to add some additional levels on this time frame. So the first level that I want to add is right here at 27.13. As you can see, price did bounce around in this level or on this level quite a bit this past month. And the other level that I want to draw is right here at 26.73. And as we go down to lower time frames, we will adjust these levels just so that way it is a bit more cleaner. Right now, we're just kind of like trying to place the levels, and then we're going to make it look a lot nicer on lower time frames. So this is looking good right here. This is still looking good. And then there's another level that I do want to add right here. I see I'm gonna do it at the wicks for this one. This is at 25.51, really close to 25.50, a nice round psychological level. And if you've been watching this channel, you know that I really do like those levels. So far this is looking good. And then I think I want to put another level right here. So you can see all throughout here, we do have price rejecting this quite a bit. And this level is at 25.24, really close to 25.25. You guessed it, another psychological level. So let's go ahead and go down to H4 and see if we can make some adjustments. Now that we have more candles, we're going to have to scoot the price in quite a bit just so that way we can see everything. So far this level is looking good. I am going to bring it down just a little bit so that way it does touch the wicks. And this is still sitting at 27.90. Throughout here, I do see a level that I may want to draw on a lower time frame, but for now, this is looking good. This is looking good. So here's another level that we drew. I actually really like this. So let's zoom in just a little bit. All right, so right in here, you can see that we have all of these rejections up here, and then we do have a little support here. So far, I really do like this level sitting at 26.73. And then if we go to this next level, actually, I do want to make this level a little bit slimmer, just so that way my levels are clean. And then I'm actually going to place it, yes, that looks good. So I'm going to place it right here at about 26.28, really close to 26.30. And it's mainly because we have these wicks right here. Now on lower time frames, it's gonna look like candles, and we may make adjustments down there. Here we have some consolidation, not too worried about that. Here we have a couple breaks looking good. We got this tap into this level. I really like that. So that looks good so far. And then if we go down to this next level, so this is another level that I drew. Let me see if I move it up just a little bit. Okay, this is 50 or 25.55, so I like it. We're gonna keep that right there. And then this is another level that we drew on the last time frame, mainly because we saw all of these rejections here. Now we can see actual candles have formed in the zone. So what I'm going to do is actually push this up. And now we're at 25.26. Let's see. Yep, 26. Let me see if I push it all the way up, how that looks. Okay, this is at 25.30 flat. I really like that. So we're going to keep that. And then if I scoot this in and make my zone a little slimmer. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move this level down. I really want to get these wicks touching this line. So I'm just going to play around with this just a little bit. Okay, no. 40. I kind of like this 45. Or 75. So we're going to stick with 24.75, mainly because we have nice rejections throughout here. We have all these rejections looking good. Let's go down to H2. And then we can see now we have even more detail. So it's very clear to me on this time frame that I do want to mark off a level about here. So let me clean this up. This is sitting around, let me put this at the wicks, get kind of the average. There we go. So this is at 27.58 as far as this level goes. And it's mainly because of what we saw, well, at least how price action formed last week or this past week. And we have this rejection here. We have all these rejections and more rejections. So I just really like that level. I may draw some extra ones, but for right now, that's looking really good. So here's another level. Let me see. Okay, that still looks good. Okay, so on this level right here, let me move this up a little bit. So on this level right here, we do have candles that broke out and then came back into this range inside of here. So let me move this level around. Yeah, if I have it sitting right on top of these candles right here, this is sitting nicely at 26.75. So we're going to keep it. We do have a little bit of consolidation inside of this area, but it's still all good because price is respecting this level, because price did make a push up from this level and then it did all of that up there. So that's still looking good. Sitting on top of these candles, we do have some wicks here on lower time frames. They are going to be actual candles. But we do have consolidation over here. We do have a nice support here, rejections here. And then down here, we do have an interesting situation here where price did come below this level and then came back up and then it formed a support here. So let me see how this looks if I just move it down. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like this. So this is sitting at 25.48, really close to 25.50. So I'm gonna keep that level right there. And then before I move on, I like to make sure that in between these levels, I have enough range. So this is, okay, this is 180 pips, definitely more than enough range. So good for me. So let's look at this level right here. You can see, let's zoom in. You can see that price is sitting really nicely in this zone. We have all these rejection wicks right here. We have a resistance up here. I like it. So this is at 25.30. We're going to keep that. And then this level down here, I had a feeling that I may wanted to move it around a little bit just because we do have support and rejections here, here. And then on the opposite side, we do have some rejections here. So pretty much this level is unchanged. I want to look at it on the H1 just to see if there's something I want to move. So now let's go to H1. So here's the top of this level, and I definitely see some things that I want to draw off. So this level right here, this is at the highest height of the market so far. So with this level right here, or at least this area where we have all of these rejection wicks, I want to mark this off, and I'm going to extend this line just a little bit, mainly because all of these rejections here and price kept coming up above this level. I remember seeing that in real time. Didn't touch it because I felt like we were close to the highs, and I was right because price did all of that a little bit later. But I want to mark that off because this could be an area where price comes back to, depending on what happens next week or maybe in the next couple of weeks, price could come back to this level. And it could be interesting to see how price plays around that level in real time again. So that is that. This is still looking good. Actually, this level, this is still looking good to me. Let's see if we move this down just a little bit though. So that way it's sitting on top of this resistance level. We do have all these rejections. Where are we at? We're at 27.57. So still looking good. I like it. So we're going to leave that alone. And then this level right here is at 27.14. And I do remember this in the live market as well, but I am going to move it a little bit. So that way it's kind of sitting between, or pretty much at 27.13, mainly because we have this rejection, we have support, we have a rejection here kind of in the zone before it started to trend a little bit higher. So that is looking good. And then we have this area right here that looks a little messy because we have some consolidation right here. And then if we look to the left, we do see that price pushed up and then it came down back into the zone right here. It's really close to 26.70, and we still have resistance, some consolidation here. We have rejection, pretty much right at this level. So that is giving me more confirmation that my level placement is good. And then right here, we have this support right here, and then these rejections, and then it continues to push up from this level. So I really like this level. And this next level, I'm just going to zoom in just a little bit because I do not have my glasses and this is getting hard to see. So in this zone, we do have some consolidation. We do have all these rejections and a support. So I actually really like it. I'm not going to touch it just because I like the nice round psychological level. And I also like the fact that it's sitting pretty much right here at a support. So that looks good. Oh, we do have one or two more levels. And these are lower levels. And basically, I just wanted to make this line slimmer. But basically, it's sitting right at that area that we marked off on the H2 time frame. Still looking good. I do use these actual charts when I am looking at the market and looking to take trades myself. So I want them to be neat and pretty clean. Oh, we do have a third line. So here is another level. And actually, I'm going to push this up just a little bit. Okay, yeah, so we're still at 24.75, mainly because we have resistance, rejection, and resistances, and then we do have some rejections throughout here. So this is still looking good, and if we look across, we pretty much have the same thing going across. So that is all looking good. So now we're at the point in the video where I'm going to talk about my game plan for the upcoming week. So at the beginning of this video, I started to talk about how we have the US elections that's coming up on Tuesday. Then we also have FOMC, which is a couple of days later. And then this is where the feds decide whether or not they're going to do a rate cut. And if they do, by how much. So a lot of people are anticipating a 0.25% rate cut. That's 25 basis points, or 0.5% rate cut, which is 50 basis points. So it's really interesting, or it will be interesting to see how all of that plays out, mainly because when rate cuts happen, then gold tends to be bullish. Not saying it's going to be 100%, but it tends to be bullish. And then also the amount of the rate cut that happens could be something that either makes gold very bullish or just a little bit bullish. So it's going to be really interesting. And I only took that one trade this past week. Like I said, I got chopped up inside of the market, and then hours later it went into my direction. I'm sure that has happened to you, but I used profits from last week in order to take that trade, so I'm still good. So that's one of the things that as you grow in trading, you will use profits from profitable trades in order to take more trades. And then even if you do lose 1, 2, or however many, you're still good because you are just playing with house money. Basically, you're playing with money that you got from the market. So that's one of the things I really do love about trading. For this upcoming week, what we have here, and I'm just adjusting this level just a little bit. Now that we're on the H1 time frame and I can see it a little bit clearly, I do want to have my level pretty much at these wicks, and this is sitting at 27.74, really close to 27.75. It may look a little bit different depending on the type of chart that you have. But anyway, so my game plan for this upcoming week is basically it's just waiting to see what's going to happen with the election and with FOMC. So I may take one trade this week. I may take no trades this week just because there are very strong catalysts inside of the market. And if I do take a trade this week, it's probably going to be after the FOMC announcement, because then that'll let me know really how the market it tends to go essentially between now and the end of the year. Obviously, anything could happen. Anything could change that. But I'm probably going to wait until after the FOMC announcement if I take any trades. But let's just say market doesn't do a whole lot this week, and I'm just coming up with a game plan. So based on what I see today, so the market just closed a couple of hours ago. What I'm seeing right now is I do want to mark off another level right here on the H1 time frame. And this is something that you'll have to do too when you're going throughout the week. You know, yeah, we do the charts here, but price changes over the course of the week. So you have to maybe draw additional levels or clean something up or whatever. Just do what you have to do in order to make smart decisions inside of the market. That's why we do all of the hard work here. So one of the things that I want to draw off is this right here at 27.34.35, and mainly because this is now acting as a support. We have a support here. We have a support here, a very weak support here, but we do have a support here. And what price could potentially do is come down to this level. Now, this level right here is essentially a key level to me, mainly because this is major market structure. We have price that came up here, formed a support, came up, formed a support again, and this is a really, really strong level. Price came up, and yeah, it did break this resistance. It did break this high up here, but then it came back down here, and it's still essentially respecting this level, even though price is playing around up here. It's still respecting this level. So to me, this is a very strong level that should get respected. So if price was to break and close, let's just say on the H1 time frame, because the H1 time frame is a time frame that I do use to take entries. So if it breaks and close below this, I'm probably going to wait and see how price reacts. I'm going to see if price is just breaking this, it breaks this level and then it just continues to push down, or if price creates some sort of market structure in here before breaking lows and then coming down here. So that's essentially what I'd be looking for. If price was to break this level, then there could be a nice, let's just say if the support was formed here, there could be a nice opportunity to short from here to here. It just kind of depends. And if we look over to the left, that kind of gives us some sort of clue as to what could happen. Wow, look, we do have a support here. So this only confirms my idea, but obviously it has to play out in the market because right now it's just an idea. So this zone potentially for me would be a no trade zone. And the other thing that I would be looking for inside of this market is, let's just say if price decided to push up from here, maybe form some sort of double bottom. That's the only double bottom, double top, pretty much the only chart patterns that I like. The rest of them I think are garbage. So pretty much right here, if we form some sort of double bottom and we retest this high right here, this could be an idea for a buy for sure. I'm mostly bullish on this. Here would be buys, and then of course anything above here, testing going all the way to the previous highs would be a buy. And then we have no information up here. So one thing that I would like to do is find my nice round psychological number at 2,800 flat. We got really close to this last week, just changing the coordinates a little. So now we got it right at 2,800 and basically just marking off really nice psychological levels. Another thing you could do if you use these are Fibonacci retracements. So it's something that I've been incorporating into my trading for the past like 1 to 2 months, and it's been really great. For instance, if I was to just do a measurement like right there, then we could see that this is an extension level. So 2806 could be a potential level where price goes to. 2827 can be an area where price potentially goes to, and so forth. It just depends on how you set up your Fibonacci retracement tool. And this is not a magical tool. Basically, it's just a ruler. Hopefully this was really helpful and it gave you some ideas as to how to better analyze price. And if you love this video, go ahead and let me know what you liked about it inside of the comment section below, and let me know what types of other videos you want to see on this channel, mainly because I want to make content that's going to help you and content that is going to make you a better trader. I'll see you next time.